What's up, guys? Bradley's Garage here, back again for day 2. We're gonna get this high pressure fuel pump back in this Beamer. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. Got a few little parts. That's always good. Oh, looky. All right, let's take a look at this thing. There's your part number. Oh, that's so cute. Look, it's like a little egg. Unwrap it. Let's get it in the car. So we're just going to do a little prep work on the intake manifold. These gaskets press in. There's a little notch of plastic on each of the circles to kind of hold it in place, so that way it prevents from falling out when you go to lift it and put it inside the car. So you got the DME O-ring, and then you got obviously the 6 intake runner O-rings. So just go ahead and press them in there. They should fit into place really nice and stay snug. You don't have to put anything on, have to do anything. They're ready to rock and roll. So now we got the fuel pump. Let's get it into place there. Should line up. You might have to twist it left or right to get the gear lined up. And I just get that first Allen started, the one that's easy to access. Get that one in, kind of get it snug by hand, and then you can have fun with the other one that's in the back. What I did was I kind of put an Allen on there and held it on the Allen to stick my hand back there. So I'm just tightening up the fuel lines to the front and the back, and then I think we'll show you a little close-up of that back bolt. It's a little tough to access, but anyway, get your Allen in there. I'm just using a little L shape, 6 milli, and tighten it up. You can see down there. I mean, the front two, are closer to the driver's side fender. They're easy to get to. This one in the back, it's a little tough. I'm not gonna lie, but it's very doable. And if you had a longer Allen, then as you can see there, I got it started. I'm kind of pointing to it right there. I have my Allen, and you can only go about a quarter turn each time. Then you got to take it out. So it's a little tedious, but you get the hang of it. So cinch up the front two, and then what I did on the back is you don't really have any leverage, obviously, because you're using the long end of the Allen. So I think I just stuck a little crescent wrench on the end of it, like so, and snug it up a little bit, and then you can actually cinch it down the rest of the way. So that's the the torque wrench right there. So you just get it tight and call it good. And finish snugging up the fuel lines. Make sure they're snug. There we go. And top one, okay, bolt tight. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and just cinch down that oil pressure sending unit. That was I took that out because it was sort of in my way. I need my hand to get in there to access that back bolt. Get that plugged in, make sure you're good, and then you can work on this little bracket that holds the wire harness loom. It's kind of sitting on a little bracket there. So I got my quarter drive in there, and tighten it up, because everything else is sort of above that level, so just cinch it down. This looks good. Moving on, other side, back side. I mean, it's hard I'm sorry guys, it's hard to see, but you gotta just imagine where it. Alright, so then I went up to the high pressure fuel pressure sensor. That just simply unscrews out of the fuel rail there. That's like right above the intake manifold. Pull that out, and we thread the new one in that we bought. So just a replacement. I replaced both the low and high side, and that way you just never have to worry about it. So not that they were bad or anything, but since I had it out. So step 1 in the intake manifold is get it into position, kind of like how we took it out. You have to mess around with those little E screws and get that DME into position there. So the only way to do it, unfortunately, is in the car, so it's kind of tough. But just set it there. The rest of the manifold's already prepped. We already have all the gaskets in place. So just get that cinched down because there's no way to access it once it's in place. Okay, now we're ready to get the manifold into place. Just slide it over the studs, and then the first step was getting those little 2 more screws into the DME. I mean, go figure. There's like 4 or 5 underneath, and you got 2 above. So get those into place, cinch those down. Now your quote-unquote underside of the manifold is all good. Don't have to worry about anything else. Alright, so then I just went ahead and plugged in the throttle body hose. Just slides on pretty easy. Push the clip down. That's it. Done. Locked in place. The wires, that's your DME. I don't think I filmed that part, plugging them back in, but it's pretty straightforward. Make sure your throttle body is plugged in. I think there was 2 different wires under there, so just make sure you got those plugged in. And then this little solenoid thing, smog, vacuum, I don't know what the hell this thing is, but anyway, slides back over. Get the hose that was connected to the bottom onto it, and then obviously you want to make sure and plug it in. That will be helpful. Alright, so now I hooked up a few things, so now I'm going to go ahead and just get the nuts for the intake manifold. I'm confident that everything was good and I don't have to take it off again for whatever reason, so now we can go ahead and put all the little 10mm nuts, get those all cinched down, and move it on. Alright, so then I got this little vacuum line. Remember, this one just slips over. There's no hose clamp on the bottom. It just slides over the tube down below. So I know it's kind of tough to see, but I kind of put an arrow down. It's behind the alternator there. Just slides straight down. It's pretty easy. And then it snaps on this side. Click. So you know it's good. I started working on this the foam. Just want to get this foam back underneath the wire harness. It's sort of like just keeps everything snug. I'm sure it's for temperature reasons, you know, helps protect the wire loom from the hot engine. So get your little Torx bolt in there and cinch those down. That's just a little bracket, like I said, to hold up the wire loom. So we just moved that because it was connected to the top of the manifold, so it needed to come off. So I think there's two Torx there, T20, I think that's T20 or T25. Get those cinched down, and then you can get the little plastic piece, little cover, just snaps over. I came in from the back side and snaps down into place, cover everything. You can hook up the mass airflow sensor, get your air intake tube back into position, and just remember it pushes straight down onto that little rubber thing in the back. So Alright, so let's go ahead and tighten up the hose clamp and get your last vacuum line in. It goes across the engine. You'll hear audible click when you snap it into the intake boot. Looks good. Make sure there's like a little retaining clip that keeps them separated. So get that on. There's your 3 points for your air box, those rubber things. So basically you just get them lined up and push it straight down into position. And then drop in your new air filter, or you got a can in or whatever, cleans it up, and this is the time. And then go ahead and put the top of the air box tube, into the tube first, and then it should lay flat, perfectly lined up with the air box itself once you get it in there. And then get your Torx, tighten everything up. One clamp is a 7, one clamp is a 6. I don't know. So just you line the tab up and it just snaps into place. I put a little arrow next to that screw. Just don't forget to tighten that. I don't think I showed you that earlier. That presses down. Then you have the engine cover. Remember, it slides into the back first, so slight angle into the back and then pushes down. And then we fired it up. Everything looks good. So thanks again for watching, guys. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and catch you on the next one.